world, but not MVP. Okay, Ramona, do you buy that LeBron is not motivated by the MVP this year?
Yes. Okay. Look, you know what LeBron is saying right there? He's saying, if I have to tell you that I'm the best player in the league, then that's kind of on you. Like, you should just know.
That's great.
Right? Like, that's LeBron
I'm
saying,
the best
like,
player in the world. How do you feel about me as well?
Right. Like, that's LeBron asserting his, this is still my league statement. And it actually reminds me of about 10 years ago when LeBron and Kobe were in that stage in their relationship, right? It was 2008, 2009-ish, right? LeBron hadn't won yet. I think I got hired at ESPN in and around the time when the sock puppets were promoting the Lakers and the Cavs on Christmas Day, and it was kind of like...
We've tried to forget that.
I know, but I never will. Kobe's league, LeBron was coming. You felt that at the Olympics in 2008. You felt that in 2000. This is what it's like right now with LeBron and Giannis, okay? It's LeBron's league still, but Giannis is coming. And he hasn't won yet, and he knows he needs to win to be that guy, but LeBron is like, I'm still here. I mean, that's what I feel tonight when I watch these two go out there.
No, nobody's as precise with the language of basketball as LeBron.
That's right.
He's very careful.
Very careful.
But he's more than careful, because I don't think he's disingenuous. I think he's just precise.
Yes.
Like, by the way, let me just throw a gratuitous kiss out there. No one is better post-game than LeBron James. No one. Maybe no one ever. He's the best. He listens to you. He's engaged. He knows what he's saying. And I believe him. I believe that he missed the playoffs last year. Last year was awful in a way. Now, he came back rested. He's ready to go. He wants to win, period. That's it. At the end of these careers, and I was around this with Michael, they just want to beat you. They just want to win. They've already, where can they put more hardware?
Right.
They can't.
But isn't the MVP award hardware?
Doesn't matter.
Well, but what I'm saying
That's what I'm saying. Where did he put that?
I think it's a matter of semantics, because when you're talking about LeBron saying, I want to be the best player in the world, which absolutely, he said that a lot, he does. When you talk about Michael Jordan, when you talk about these other guys that are in that conversation with him, a lot of folks end up going back to the rings. They end up going back to the awards, because that's the tangible.
Not the awards.
That's the tangible.
Rings.
That's the tangible.
There's only one tangible.
So there is discussions that you can have about who you think is better, but if you're able to say, well, he won more MVP awards, he won more championships, that's tangible. That is tangible.
Look, for LeBron at this stage in his career, though, a regular season MVP award,
nothing.
That's empty calories.
It's one tangible.
But
championship.
Empty calories. That's second shelf, okay? Top shelf is the rings.
He still wants it. He doesn't want it above all else. Let me just say.
For sure.
He thinks he should honestly have about 6 or 7.
Right.
Okay. He thinks he should have won one the year Derrick Rose won it. He thought he got penalized for the decision. He thought he should have won 1 or 2 in Cleveland. He thought he should have won the Finals MVP when Iguodala won it. He thought he should have been the first guy since Jerry West to get it in 2015 on a losing team. Now, he's not going to come out and ever say that, because, yes, he wants the Bill Russell trophy when it comes with Larry O'Brien trophy, but he wants it. And the other thing is, this is difficult for him to articulate, but he thinks he should get credit for what he does off the court, like bringing the teams together, rallying them.
He does.
But he won't because you look at Giannis's stats, what the Bucks have gone through.
Oh, no, not in the MVP discussion. You don't get credit for it.
You don't get that. That's the community system.
You know what LeBron gets credit for? And I cede to you on all these insights with LeBron because you've known him for forever, both of you. But LeBron gets credit for this in a way that no one gets credit for anything. LeBron gets credit for being the conscience of the league, not the face. To hell with the face of the league. You can't control that anyway. LeBron's the conscience of this league. Well, he gets credit for that.
And he wants that.
And he should get it.
And he wants the MVP.
Those bonus points should apply to the MVP vote.
He would never say it, but trust me, he does.
I agree with you.
The Lakers finalized a deal with Dion Waiters for their 15th man. LA's been looking to add a scoring guard off the bench. He only played in 3 games for the Heat this season. Ramona, do you think Dion can make a major difference for the Lakers? Major difference, no. But can he win you a quarter? Can he win you a game? Yes. He has that eruptability, okay? That heat check kind of quality. And eruptability. I was going to say disruptability to his own team. Well, that's the scale. Okay. But I just a couple of weeks ago, I was in Miami. He had been exiled on Waiters Island for most of the season, but they had so many injuries he had to play. He was on a boat off Waiters Island. Yeah, I know. Bring him back in. That's right. And he almost beat the Clippers himself.
Okay, he comes off the bench with Waiters. Whoa, Dion Waiters, and he was great. And so, he can still do that. And I think the Lakers spent a lot of time with him.
That's why they signed him.
He can, but if he has to, the Lakers are in trouble.
For sure.
If the Lakers have to go to the pen to get Dion Waiters in any significant way, then they're in trouble.
Right.
I mean, I understand that, look, there could be injuries. There are reasons you could need to call on someone. But difference in the playoffs?
A quarter, a game?
It could be a quarter, it could be a game, but it's not like, Marc Gasol going to Toronto. Like that was like a that's major.
So when
you say major difference, that makes a major difference. This is like, it could be something. They worked out other guys. They didn't have to sign him.
He's like their 14th choice. They tried to bring in everybody else in North America.
15th man, 14th choice.
They went to the Premier League looking for people before they brought in Dion Waiters.
Guys, the Premier League are too.
GMs picked the Lakers to win the title again, which is not an unusual pick, but it's interesting that only the 2018 and 2019 Warriors had more consensus than that. It is a window into how dominant other teams consider the Lakers right now. The GMs also picked Giannis to be the MVP, which trends against, actually, what most media surveys have said. James Harden beat out LeBron for, quote, player who forces opposing coaches to make the most adjustments. Chris Paul won out over Drew Holiday as the player switching teams who would have the biggest impact. And Miami's Eric Spoelstra named the NBA's best coach over Greg Popovich and Nick Nurse. And then this is interesting. The GMs still consider Steph Curry the best point guard in the NBA, but by a lot less. He only got 30% of the vote this year compared to 90% of the vote the year before. Damian Lillard finished second to him this year. Paul, if you had to pick one guy, you cannot hedge here. You have to vote for one guy like the GMs did. Who were you picking?
Originally, I said Luka Doncic, but if LeBron's the best player and he played point guard, how is he not the best point guard in the league? He led the league in assists. I mean,
won the finals.
I forgot LeBron just went to point guard, by the way, and he's clearly the best point guard in the league.
Okay, this survey's skewed here. Let me just first say this.
What do you mean skewed?
It's skewed is in the sense of like, you just can't just add the best player in the game, the finals MVP that led the league in assists, and then say he's 11%. So are they considering him a real point guard, or they're just saying?
I mean,
that doesn't even make sense.
He was available in the point guard spot for the All-Star game and All-NBA this year.
But if he's the best player on this list, but they're talking about when he plays, this is stupid.
He's the fifth
This is
best
stupid.
point guard.
This is dumb.
Hey, this is like the year Bill Russell won MVP and wasn't even in the first team All-NBA.
Oh, yeah, that's the type of still wait. This is not a LeBron James, this is not, we're not talking about that. We're just it doesn't make sense.
I get it.
Steph Curry, and I said it on the broadcast, Steph Curry has to reclaim his title as the best point guard. When LeBron James got hurt and Kawhi.
You just want Warriors fans.
No, they hate me anyway, so who gives a damn? But this is what I'm saying. When Bron got hurt and Kawhi won the championship and won the finals MVP, they were like, Kawhi's the best player on the planet. Giannis just won the MVP. Bron is probably the third or fourth. You have to show up every single year. Now, he might be the greatest shooter ever, right? He will go down as that, but you have to reclaim your title every single year.
Yeah.
And Dame Lillard did some things last year from that point guard spot.
This is just like boxing. When you don't fight for a year, you get stripped of your title, and you got to go back and fight for it again.
Thank you.
It's the same difference. Now, we know how amazing Steph Curry is, Dame Lillard, they're amazing, but you got to reclaim that. Dame Lillard has some phenomenal games. But if LeBron is a point guard, he has to be the best point guard.
Led the league in assists. Oh, whatever. Who cares?
GM survey, always fun. Up next, we take an in-depth look at investigating allegations made against LA Clippers team and consultant Jerry West involving the free agency recruitment of Kawhi Leonard in 2019. Johnny Wilkes, a man who claims to be best friends with Kawhi's uncle Dennis Robertson.
Not anymore.
Filed a lawsuit in LA County Superior Court against West and the Clippers, alleging that the team consultant owes him $2.5 million in an oral agreement made for helping the Clippers sign Kawhi Leonard. The Clippers issued the following statement, quote, the lawsuit filed by Johnny Wilkes is replete with inaccuracies and the allegations are baseless. The Clippers fully cooperating with the NBA in its investigation, which is standard when these types of allegations are made. They are providing the NBA with evidence that the allegations are false. And Kawhi Leonard himself had this to say after last night's game.
How well do you know Johnny Wilkes, and did he play any role in your recruitment to this team, your decision to join this team? in 2019?
Not at all. That has nothing to do with me. You know, I'm from LA, and you know, I grew up here my whole life, and out here, you know, people try to, you know, find any way to get some money. So it probably won't be the last. I know a lot of people out here.
Richard, this is not college recruiting, right? I mean, we don't usually see runners in the NBA, which is basically what this guy is alleging he was.
It's weird because you want to say, okay, was this introduction done during the Toronto, when he was in Toronto, before free agency? That would be the only things like, hey, I'm going to connect you, I'm going to do all of these things. But if it wasn't done during that like time period, there's nothing illegal here. This is professional sports. This is why it's done this way. No one cares.
First of all,
this is an LA guy. Tell him.
If you don't got nothing signed from Jerry West, like, look, hey, if I get you Kawhi 2.5, then this doesn't have any legs to me. It sounds like an AAU deal.
Yeah.
You know, like if you want my son or my nephew to come play with you, then it costs this money. That goes on an AAU. I know firsthand.
Producer Danny literally just said in Richard's IFB, Richard, how much did you get?
I got 0. I wasn't that good. See, like Paul was like #1 player coming out as a sophomore and as a junior and as he was top 10 everywhere.
You know what I got coming? I got a suit jacket. Just because that was the dress uniform with a clip-on tie. So that's what I got.
Yeah, Arizona, I didn't get anything.
Here's what I would say from an outsider's. I obviously was not on the phone with Jerry West or any of these people. I do not know what happened. I will look forward to the results of the investigation. But from an outsider's perspective, if they knew they could, quote, get Kawhi for $2.5 million,
they would have paid double that.
They would not have given up all of those draft picks for Paul George.
Yeah.
Right? Think about the price that they paid for Kawhi Leonard. We know the price they paid for Kawhi Leonard. It was a trade deal to the Oklahoma City Thunder that gave them their best young player and picks for the rest of eternity.
Man.
If all that they were going to get was, oh, this guy will get him for you, man, that would have been getting off late.
And then they have the voicemail as like evidence of Jerry West, and it's like I listened to it. There's nothing there. It's saying, hey, thank you, like we appreciate it, and you know he might have said a comment about the Lakers, which was true at the time, right? I'm not going to repeat, you know, the show that he was saying that the Lakers were, which was true, but there was nothing in that voicemail. So it's like here's evidence of like him calling me and saying thank you. That's not evidence of $2.5 million, and so. You know, maybe there's more out there.
Let me ask you. So let's just say there's some legs to this, and you know he's right on what he's saying. Okay, the NBA investigates. Okay, so what happens now? The trade is null and void.
No. What they do is
they fine you.
Remember Joe Smith?
You get a huge fine.
Remember Joe Smith? Where he had that kind of under-the-table contract and fire his agent. They could penalize him, take away draft picks, take away all that stuff. So that's the penalty. Now, that was hard for Minnesota because Minnesota with KG and all them, they weren't a free agent destination, so they really had to do it via draft picks. The Clippers, if they were to lose a couple of draft picks, and it would probably be after the draft picks that they were that the OKC got. So it really put them back like 5 or 6 years with draft picks, which could be detrimental.
It is funny to see this phone call paraded around because it doesn't actually prove the allegations involved, but also it's sort of holding up like, oh, look what Jerry West said about the Lakers. Well, Jerry West's split from the Lakers is very well documented and well publicized.
And he wasn't lying. He wasn't lying at the time.
That is something. That is a matter of opinion. But I will just say that there's no scandal in the fact that Jerry West doesn't have the nicest thing to say about the Lakers these days. That is, again, a split that's been